well, and she came in and saved the bacon in that shutout, or in that win against Ayala in the semis, coming in the final 7 innings. Shutout ball, only allowed 1 hit.
Yeah, she doesn't pitch on her travel team, and
1-2. Lined out. Romero with the diving catch. I had to double check and make certain that there was a call.
USA versus Mexico, one of the epic soccer rivalries anywhere in the world today.
Tell me right. How should we choose where to go next?
Moving to the bottom of the first in this Division III championship game between the Hart Indians and the Murrieta Mesa Rams. In the circle for the Indians, Mona Treviso, a sophomore, transferred from Texas. She has a screw, drop, curve. When she hits her spots, she's very effective. And that's going to be the key for Steve Calindo, the head coach in his 12th year for the Hart Indians. And leading off for Murrieta Mesa, Presley Pylon, shortstop, all league from a year ago, coming in, hitting .440 on the season, has committed to LSU. And the first offering from Treviso is away, ball 1.
LSU, who beat UCLA the other night, but Treviso, she's not going to overpower anybody. She's, from a major league pitcher point of view, I compare to Tommy John. Going to move the ball around, going to change speeds, going to throw a lot of junk, just going to try and get people off balance. She's not going to blow anything by anybody. Murrieta Mesa, and we were talking about it before the game, everybody sees people that throw gas. Here's somebody that throws much slower.
Yeah.
Are you really used to that? Maybe yes, maybe no. It'll take some time to adjust, hopefully, for Hart.
Well, the deeper you go into the playoffs, the old axiom is you've got some great pitching, and usually it's a power pitcher. This could work for the Indians' favor to have a pitcher that doesn't throw quite as hard going against a Murrieta Mesa team that in the Southwestern League, they're used to seeing a lot of strong quality pitching. But right now, Treviso is behind an account 3-1 to the leadoff hitter, Presley Pylon.
It's no different in the Foothill League when you look at Valencia and Shea O'Leary.
That ball's going to drop into left field for a base hit. Pylon is on. We'll watch to see if she'll be stealing, but she went with the pitch, Tony, and poked it nicely into left field.
Yeah, it's just one of those inside-out, off-the-hand swings. It goes over the shortstop's head and drops in between short, center, and left for the hit, and Pylon is on with the first hit of the game.
Kelsey Hill now steps into the box, a transfer from Santa Rosa Academy, a sophomore, hitting .389. Santa Rosa got to the playoffs last year, and as we mentioned earlier, as she offers the bunt and fouls that one back. Murrieta Mesa, first season with a winning record. Forget about the fact that this is their first CIF championship game. It's the first time they've ever made the playoffs, and so far they're 4-0 in their postseason, so it helps having some experience, and Kelsey Hill has some of that playoff experience. Offering the bunt again, fouls that one back.
She is 6 of 12 in the playoffs, 500. 2 for 3, 2 runs and an RBI versus Temescal Canyon, but against Pete Knight, she was 4 of 5, 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and a double versus the Nighthawks in a 14-1 win.
And now we're going to have a substitution. So with 2 strikes on.
No, that was an out. There's 1 out up on the board, so I'm thinking that was a strikeout on the failed bunt attempt.
So that's going to bring up Lauren Randall. My mistake. I must have missed a strike, I guess.
Well, I'd say you've missed a lot over the years, but then people would say I'm being mean and being microaggressive.
Wow.
And that's wrong.
Wow. Lauren Randall leads his team in hitting with .486 average. Is now ahead in the count 2-0. Has 32 RBIs to lead this team, or 51 hits. Also leads this team. Last year as an 8th grader, she watched her brother Justin play and win the CIF baseball championship. Popped up into the infield. Abby Sweets at third base calls underneath it, makes the catch, and we've got 2 down. So after Pylon reaches on a base hit to left field, Treviso has been able to induce with a strikeout and a pop-up 2 consecutive outs, and now the cleanup hitter, Zoe Clark, is going to step into the box. Clark, the DP today, sophomore, hitting .261. Lots of power. She swings through. A little foul tip.
That's an aggressive, I'm going for it swing. And the thing is that if Treviso does a good job of changing speeds, and she does, and these hitters for Murrieta Mesa don't wait, there are going to be a lot of ball to third base, weakly hit ground balls. You got to be patient, keep your weight back.
And there again, swinging through right in front of that off-speed pitch. 0-2 now to Clark.
You have to really be patient with somebody that doesn't throw really hard.
The 0-2. There goes Pylon, and she is out. Kaneshiro to Marquez to record the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. We've completed one in this Division III championship. No score between the Indians and the Rams.
I was only 7, going to a new school. You were my first friend.
I didn't learn like other kids. You made that okay and showed me a different way.
I was so hungry when I came to school. You made sure I had something to eat.
I was trying to be a tough kid and was headed for trouble. You saw a scared boy.
I found a whole new world in your room. You opened the door to my imagination.
Next month, I graduate.
I graduate.
I graduate.
I graduate.
I graduate.
First base coach for Hart, Jim Sudik, dancing between the innings, loving it. The girls are excited to be here. Jim's daughter, Emily, played for the Hart Indians many years ago with Steve Calindo. We mentioned it's Steve Calindo in his 12th year as the Hart head coach. 223, 132, and 3 in his career. And as we move to the top of the 2nd inning, leading off for the Indians is Ali Kaneshiro, the catcher, hitting .447. Just a freshman, but tons of college interest already, has not yet made a decision.
She's had 3+ RBIs in a game 7 times this year. In the playoffs, she's 8 of 22. She was 3 of 4 versus Patriot.
She's now looking at a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch from Autumn Pease. Called strike, 1-2.
You know, we talked in the open about neither one of these teams really expected to be here. And reading some articles in the newspaper this week, being that we're both from Santa Clarita, the turning point.
2nd strikeout of the game for Autumn Pease as Kaneshiro goes down swinging.
The turning point for Hart was actually a 7-2 loss to Valencia. Shea O'Leary from Valencia got 5 games without giving up a run in league, and Hart scored 2 against her, and she's a dominating pitcher. And that's when the confidence in their bats really started, when they really started to hit the ball. And you look at a season and go, did a loss really propel us to get real hot? And in their case, yeah, it did.
Andrea Cespedes looks at her first pitch from Pease, a called strike. Cespedes in left field today hitting .480. Her double in the 12th inning against Ayala in the semifinals won that game. You were talking about that in the last inning after Kylie Norwood had stolen the base and is able to get her across. But now she's looking at no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, she's also done it defensively. In the quarterfinals, there was a little flare over third base. Her diving catch, saved that, and then she had a running catch where she runs into the portable fence. Patriot had runners on 2nd and 3rd, and she makes that catch. And that propels them to then, you get the walk-off home run. And you think offensively Hart's been getting it done all through the playoffs, but this young lady has been doing it defensively as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And lays off that rise ball, 2-2. So far in this game, Autumn Pease, of the 6 batters she has faced, has thrown first pitch strikes to 5 of them.
That's very important.
2-2. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Indians get their first hit of the game. And with 1 out here in the top of the second inning, Cespedes is on with a single. And that's going to bring up first baseman Abby Cunningham, the sophomore, hitting .267, a home run, 19 RBIs. Solid hitter, great attitude, does everything you ask her to do, according to head coach Steve Calindo.
And she's had a hit in 4 out of their 5 playoff games.
Flared into right field. Tough play, but making the catch in right is Kelsey Hill. She tries to double up Cespedes at first, and we have 2 down. And Juliette Owen steps into the box. Just a freshman, has only been playing softball for a couple of years, but comes from a family of softball players. Her older sister, Erica, played on this team about 15 years ago, and trying to steal is Cespedes, and she is going to be in safely at second as the throw goes errant. So Cespedes with the steal.
She's only got 17 at bats on the year, but what her most important was the home run she hit against Patriot, leading off a 4-run 4th inning, which put Hart up 6-5. They were down 3 in that game.
So Owen now has Cespedes in scoring position, the 1-0. Lays off of that rise high, 2-0. You had asked Steve Calindo before the game, because this team, such a great hitting team, the Hart Indians. You asked, do you want to get ahead early, or do you want to maybe fall behind? Because that's been your MO throughout the course of the playoffs. And his response was, we just want to be able to be the leader at the end of this game.
Well, he said, he was joking. He's like, Tony, that's not what we do. We get down 4 or 5.
Exactly.
But against a pitcher like this, yeah, if you can get out, you can hit the ball, you can put a run up.
The 3-0, ball 4, first walk issued of the game by Pease. And that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter in the lineup for the Hart Indians, right fielder Ari Ramos. Ramos, a slapper. She is fast, hitting .389. Don't expect the power, but if she puts this ball on the ground, one big hop, you might find everybody safe.
Well, you want to hit the top of the ball, and you see her right there, obviously got underneath it, but she's the kind of hitter that you want to come from top down, hit that ball into the ground right in front of the plate, get those high choppers. And you see that Murrieta Mesa, see the defense and the second baseman are both creeping in. Shortstop's going to end up covering third, if so.
And again, hitting the bottom half of the ball. 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter, Ari Ramos. Abby Sweet, all kinds of power. The leadoff hitter is on deck, hoping to get a chance here in this top of the second inning.
Yeah, here you just want Ramos to just find a way to get on.
Called third strike. Oh, excuse me. I thought I heard him calling a strike. My mistake. Ball 1. 1-2. Behind the plate, Vince Rojas. Lawrence Mark is at first base, and Phil Sheridan, third base. They are our umpires today. There's a swing and strike, the third strikeout of the game for Pease. The Indians get 2 base runners, but leave them both stranded. Going to the bottom of the second, no score in this Division III championship game.
Breaking the record is just a start. Overcoming the pressure is a necessity. You have to do more than just get it close or have the greatest comeback ever. You have to play through the pain, That's how you leap from the edge of greatness and become legendary. History awaits. The U.S. Open begins June 15th on Fox and F. Moving a 295-pound refrigerator is not easy. Moving your wife's 17th century colonial stemware collection is rarely easy. Moving Mr. Smooches is never easy. Fortunately, moving your favorite entertainment with DirecTV is always easy. Just one call before you move is all it takes. Done. The DirecTV Movers deal. Easy.
Bottom of the second, and Zoe Clark, who was in the batter's box when Pylon was caught stealing for the third out. And no swing for Clark.
You know, I find it odd that nobody asked for the appeal. The home plate umpire just appealed down there. I thought normally you have to ask, hey, can you check with the first base umpire?
It's 1 ball, no strikes. That's a called strike. And that's that off speed that we've been talking so much about for Treviso. 1-1. Another off speed. Does not find the zone. 2 balls and a strike to Clark, the cleanup hitter. Lots of power. Started the year slow for the Murrieta Mesa Rams. He had rolled an ankle. Missed a few games, came back after that, and swings at a pitch that would have been ball 3. Evens the count at 2-2. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Two balls, 2 strikes. Off speed again, missing high, 3-2.
Kaneshiro trying to frame that.
You mentioned Kaneshiro. Boy, she has been a big reason why this team is where they are. As a catcher, that ball is ripped into left field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Murrieta Mesa. Second time in as many innings that Murrieta Mesa has got the leadoff batter on base with a base hit.
Wow, ball just hangs up over the middle, and you just see the rip. Nobody's getting that except the left fielder.
And I think we're going to have a runner coming in. Ashley Johnson, who is playing left field but is being... The flex is Zoe Clark hitting for her. Or excuse me, Zoe Clark is the DP. Flexing is Johnson. So Johnson is going to come in to run for Zoe Clark, and that's going to bring Autumn Peace into the batter's box. Peace, all league from a year ago, hitting .406 this year. 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, has power, has speed. She can also bunt and has a very high softball IQ, and she swings at the first offering, fouling that one straight back.
Line drive.
0-1.
Yeah, in the playoffs, she's 6-12 with a double, 3 RBIs. 3 of 4 versus Mayfair, 2 of 5 versus Knight. And as you mentioned, hitting over 400. She moved up towards the front of the box.
Now showing bunt, drops it down, and it hit her in fair territory.
She's out.
And she is out.
Well, she squares around, she bunts it and then runs, and then it hits her right above the collarbone.
And she ran into fair territory, and
so you're out.
So 1 out. And Brianna Anderson, the center fielder today, steps into the box. A junior, starter since her freshman year, hitting .293 for this Rams team. Looks at the first pitch, low, ball 1. We talked about first pitch strikes. Pease getting the majority of her first pitch strikes, but for Treviso, now facing 6 batters, has thrown 2 first pitch strikes. And that one is low, 2-0. This current group of juniors, Brianna Anderson 1, Karina Romero, who's on deck, Camille Rivera behind her, kind of started everything for Murrieta Mesa, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. as Anderson is going to get on base.
I think he called it a foul ball.
Well, Anderson thought she had been hit, but...
Okay, I guess that's a strike.
Great call by Rojas.
No, wait a minute. There's a ball. They marked it a ball on the scoreboard.
And he did say 3-0.
So it's 3-0.
Unless they're saying that she did not try to make an effort to get out of the way.
Okay.
So 3-0, and Anderson back in the box. Called strike. What I was saying is that this group of juniors really started things off with Murrieta Mesa, and adding the freshmen and sophomores that are also on this team this year has made this team extremely competitive. That ball is ripped into left center field, off of the glove of center fielder Gasper. Everybody is safe. Clark had to hold up, not sure if the catch was going to be made. So it's a long single for Brianna Anderson.
Well, Gasper's been making this play all throughout the playoffs, and this one's just over her head out there at the CIF sign, just off the top of her glove. And since nobody knew, Clark didn't know whether or not that ball was going to be caught, she had to hold up. So now we've got runners at first and second with Romero coming up.
One out here in the bottom of the second inning, and Karina Romero, one of those juniors I was talking about, .319 average, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Big opportunity here for the Rams. Ground ball is short. The flip to Norwood for one. The turn, double play. Marquez started it. Norwood turned it. Cunningham completed it.
Well, here we go. Romero's been struggling in the playoffs, 2 for 11. She hits it solidly, but a great 6-4-3 double play for the Indians to get out of the inning.
No runs, a couple of hits, 1 runner left on base, 2 in the books in this Division III championship. No score between the Indians and the Rams. Base Pease. Pease has given up 1 base hit, walked 1, hit 1, but she's also struck out 3 in this Division III championship. Abby Sweet was one of those strikeout victims leading off this game. And Sweet looks at the first offering, high and away, ball 1.
And she's such a good hitter, .431 on the year. She's made a mental note. Hey, what happened last time I was up? How did she approach me now? How am I going to approach her?
Fouled straight back, 1-1. Hart Indians on the season, averaging 7.5 runs a game. We talked about it, though, back in the open, so if you're just joining us, they have given up a lot of runs during the course of the season, averaging better than 6 runs a game. They only had 1 shutout win all season long, and that came in the second round against Paraclete, 7-0. The 1-1 and off speed, called strike, 1-2.
Don't see a changeup thrown 1-1 very often. A lot of times you see that changeup thrown when somebody's way ahead in the count. That's a nice pitch there by Peace.
One of the things that she does is she'll throw all of her strikes at any count, is great at hitting her spots, and then blows one past Sweet. Second strikeout of the game for Sweet, and as I mentioned after the first one, she's only struck out 5 times all year. That's how effective Peace has been. Now Gasper steps in. She was hit by the pitch on a 1-0 offering to reach base. Has a .525 on-base percentage. Rise ball out, or excuse me, high, ball 1.
You mentioned, .525 on-base percentage. Looking at the league's leaders, right now Hart has the top 5 in batting average. In home runs, Sweet and Canachero are 3 and 4. RBIs, they have 1 through 4. Canachero, Norwood, Sweet, Cespedes. Runs, Sweet, Norwood, Gasper, Canachero are 1 through 4. On base percentage, Sophie Medellin from Golden Valley leads, but Hart's got the next 4. So offensively, they have just been kind of a juggernaut all year long.
2-1 now to Jordan Gasper. No score here in the top of the third. I got a question for you, Tony Moskal, after this pitch.
I have an answer.
Miss. 2-2. So a no-score game, who do you think that favors so far in this game, the Rams or the Indians?
I don't think it really favors anybody right now because Murrieta Mesa is used to low-scoring games.
Foul ball.
And Hart is used to being behind by 4 at this point.
Yeah.
So right now, I think, Hart with that mentality of being able to come back, hey, they haven't given up anything, and they have. Maybe the confidence is over in the Indians' dugout right now.
Off-speed pitched. Takes it to full count, 3-2 to Jordan Gasper. Well, that's why I was asking the question, because I wondered if there's no score being put up for the Indians, does that give the Rams a little bit of a boost? The 3-2.
Well, I'm not sure it does because Hart's had low scores early in games. They've been down 5-0, 3-0 in the first inning. So this is it's not strange territory for either of them. But I think for Hart, the fact that Treviso's done such a good job so far of keeping those hitters off balance and getting key plays, getting like the double play, is maybe playing into their favor. Go, hey, you know what? They've scored 35. We haven't given them any yet.
They beat Temescal Canyon, did Murrieta Mesa 11-0, Mayfair 8-0, Knight 14-1, Fullerton in the semi 3-0, and ball 4. Gasper works the walk. Second time she's been on base in this game. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd, and the number 3 hitter, Brooke Marquez, is going to step into the box. Took an 0-1 pitch into center field. It was caught out there by Anderson. So Brooke Marquez, is 0 for 1 in this championship game. Swings at a high pitch.
Yeah, pulled her head a little bit there, and you see that ball coming right down the middle, and then all of a sudden the rise ball jumps at you.
The Hart Indians started in a wild card game, so this is their 6th game in the playoffs. That one's high and inside, 1-1. They beat Royal in that wild card game 13-9. Then they had to travel to Redlands, win that one 11-8. Get their shutout against Paraclete 7-0. Then in the quarters, they beat Patriot 9-8. That is low, ball 2. And then in the semifinals, went 12 innings against Ayala, winning it 6-5. You could make a case, therefore, Tony Moskal, that the Hart Indians, used to close games, they battle and they battle and they battle until there is a final pitch.
Yeah, and that's what you want out of a team. And you look at Murrieta Mesa, they basically rolled through their competition. How are they going to react throughout a game that stays close? But then again, they've played Norco, they've played Vista Murrieta, they've played Great Oak, they've played some very good teams. They played Grand Terrace.
The 3-1. Fly ball. Right field. Hill underneath it. And there's 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd.
Just a high fly ball. The wind is blowing out there, and little late on the swing, little underneath it. And there you see the catch for the 2nd out of the inning.
And that's going to bring up Kylie Norwood in the 1st inning. Norwood hit a laser that Karina Romero was able to snag at 3rd base to record the final out. So Norwood 0 for 1 in this game. And there goes Gasper. The ball goes to the backstop, and Gasper's going to be safe at 2nd. Give Gasper a stolen base because she took off on the pitch. And so with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd, the Indians have runner in scoring position with Gasper at 2nd and their cleanup hitter, Kylie Norwood, at the plate.
Right, if there's someone going to bring in a run, it's her with 41 RBIs on the year.
That one's going to be fouled down the left field line and a little bit tough for Johnson to get to. 1 ball, 1 strike. Norwood on her way to Toledo to continue her...
The Toledo Mudhens. That's baseball. That's all I know. The Toledo's, they're the Rockets. Whenever I hear Toledo, I think of Max Klinger.
Yes, from MASH. Well, that dates both of us. 1-1. Into center field, base hit. Gasper runs into Romero at 3rd.
I think we're going to... Coach Calendo's calling timeout, and he's going to ask about the interference right now.
Sierra Kuala is the third base coach, and she immediately jumped up.
Here we go. Let's look at the replay. That ball is lasered out, and she's running, and don't know, but it's a subjective call. You cannot say definitively whether she would have scored or not, but she was definitely being sent. Norwood just ripped that ball. So we're going to get a replay from our side. And you see her hit the bag, and she just runs right into her.
Now Ali Canachero with runners on the corner and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Canachero went down swinging in the second inning for her one and only plate appearance so far. Leads his team with RBIs, and she's got Gasper just 60 feet away to break the 0-0 tie. The 0-1. Norwood on her way to second, and she steals. Takes away the force at second. Indians now with runners on second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Number 5 hitter in the lineup, Ali Canachero, the 1-1. Popped up. Peace is underneath it, makes the catch. So despite a little controversy, no call ends up being the call. We have completed 2.5. Moving to the bottom of the third inning, no score in this Division III championship game between the Hart Indians and the Murrieta Mesa Rams. The Rams coming to bat. They'll have their 8, 9, and leadoff batters coming into this third inning for them. And leading off will be second baseman Camille Rivera, all league from a year ago, a junior, hitting .295 on the season with 1 home run, 10 RBIs. Normally the starting catcher. She's going to flare this one into left field. And it's caught by shortstop Brooke Marquez.
And she was yelling hers all the way. You heard her, ball, 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 I got it. And left fielder said, no, okay, fine, that's yours. And Marquez hauls it in for the first out.
That's going to bring in Hannah McClooney, the freshman catcher.
11.
And McClooney's going to look at the first pitch, called strike. 1-0.
It should read 1 out.
McClooney on the year hitting .184 as she pulls that one foul. 1 home run, 6 RBIs, has a double on the year as well. Now she is down, no balls and 2 strikes. Outside, 1-2.
Tries to get her to chase something out of the zone.
Well, that's the thing with Treviso. If she is hitting her spots, she is very effective and so far doing what she needs to do. Ground ball up the middle. Brooke Marquez at short gets it over to Cunningham at first. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And the top of the lineup, Presley Pallon steps into the box. Pylon singled to left and was caught stealing back in the first. Pylon, a great hitter, plays for the SoCal Athletics travel team, knows how to work the count, knows the strike zone. He looks at that offering, called strike. 10 batters face now, 5 first pitch strikes for Treviso. Ground ball to second. Norwood is there. 3 up and 3 down, the first time we've had that all game long. 3 are in the books in this Division III softball championship. No score between Hart and Murrieta Mesa. Tim Sudik down in the lower corner, dancing. He just loves it.
Hey, you know what it does, Dave? It says to the girls, hey, look, Coach is out there having fun. You know, he'll dance to anything. If Coach is having fun, we got to have fun. Let's lighten the mood up a little bit here.
Continuity has been the key for the Hart softball program. We mentioned that Steve Calindo is in his 12th year. Kathy Giordano preceded him and was there for a very long time. Calindo was part of her staff. And Tim Sudik's daughter played as a ground ball hit by Cespedes. And Romero records the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out, just like in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
You go all the way back to when Samantha Ford played.
Yeah, back in the 90s.
No, Samantha was a little bit before the 90s.
Was that? I thought she was early 90s.
I think it was more like the 80s.
Was it? Abby Cunningham back in the box. Flew out to right fielder Kelsey Hill.
I could be wrong. Samantha's daughter Kendall, an unbelievable golfer.
You know, Samantha Ford, you're going to talk about Samantha Ford. She did something pretty spectacular this year. She is a PE teacher within the Saugus Elementary School District up in Santa Clarita. Saw that several of the kids did not have tennis shoes. That's a called strike to Cunningham, even in the count to 1-1. So she went out and bought shoes for several of these kids so that they can have tennis shoes during PE class. This is something she did on her own. Well, okay, sneakers. Tennis shoes, whatever. That ball is smashed off the fence. Is it fair or foul? It is foul.
It's foul by about 6 inches. That is a long, hard hit strike for Cunningham. Has 1 home run on the year. And
this was close.
That is, somebody's got to move these poles.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch, swinging through it. 4th strikeout of the game. 5th strikeout of the game for Pease. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And Juliet Owen, the freshman, will step back in. Owen walked on 4 straight pitches. The only time we've seen Pease just not mastering the strike zone throughout this game. That's a swing through, strike 1.
Looked like she was a little off balance, kind of dragging, swaying those hips, dragging that back foot through instead of turning and pivoting on it.
Flared into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. So a 2 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Juliet Owen is on base.
That's one of those ones just hit out into no man's land. It's high, but it's short of the right fielder, too deep for the second baseman, and that falls in, and Owen is at first base, bringing up Ramos.
Ramos 0 for 1, one of the 5 strikeout victims that Pease has recorded so far in this game. Looking to slap, down a left field line, foul.
I like the idea, start running, keep those hands back, just try and poke the ball over the third baseman's head. That is Karina Romero.
Well, that's a classic slapper move, to start running up in the box. Start the process. The 0-1. Romero backs up a little bit. Called strike, 0-2. Romero had crept up closer, and then after that one went over her head, decided to step back. She's only within about 5 feet of the
You know, here's a good thing
baseman
for Ramos. You know, you look at that last pitch, that's a low pitch. That's what she feasts on.
Off speed, ground ball to first. Randall takes it herself, steps on the bag, and the inning is complete. Bottom of the 4th, Kelsey.
$199 per month lease on the 2017 Road or lease Sentra, just $149 per month.
Bottom of the 4th, Kelsey Hill steps back into the box. Looks at the first offering, low.
Look, for the Grizzlies, they were 1 game away from not making the playoffs. And they're young, and they return some talent next year. She's obviously going to Boise State. Sophie Medine's on her way to verbally committed to Stanford. Nicole Smart is going to go somewhere. Daniel Soto's doing a pretty good job with that group, and a great group of kids.
And these Hart Indians had to beat those Grizzlies in the final game of the season to even get into the playoffs. And then they've had to work their way through 5 other minefields, 5 other playoff games to get here. And right now, Treviso has fallen behind to the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Rams, Kelsey Hill. 3 balls and no strikes. Hill, a strikeout victim, the only strikeout victim of this game for Treviso. And she looks at that one, 3-1. 2, 3, and 4 for the Rams. Looking to see if they can break this one wide open. Ground ball to first. Through the glove of Cunningham. Unable to come up with a throw is Ramos. And so we'll check the official scorer and see what they're going to look at. But bottom line is Kelsey Hill is on first base.
Just right under the glove. Hey, get that glove down. Get dirt with the glove no matter what you're doing ground ball wise.
They're going to give her a hit.
They are going to give her a hit.
So for the 3rd time in 4 innings, the leadoff batter is on for Murrieta Mesa, but they have yet to get anyone across. Now number 3 hitter, Lauren Randall, steps into the box and looks at the first one high and away, ball 1. Randall popped up to first baseman Cunningham in the first inning in her 1 and only plate appearance so far.
She's hit in 25 of 32 games she's appeared in.
Called strike. Clearly the most dangerous hitter on this Rams team. Leads the team with .486 batting average. Leads the team with 9 doubles. Leads the team with 4 home runs. Leads the team with 32 RBIs.
Here's what's crazy. She's gotten only 7 games without a hit on the season, but 5 of those games came in the first 14 of the season. So she's gotten 16 of the last 18 with a hit.
And she's a freshman. Ground ball to short. Marquez to Norwood. Safe at first is Randall, as Norwood kind of bobbled it a little bit, had to double clutch, but they get the lead runner 1 out here in the 4th inning.
It's just a little bobble. Marquez slick fielding, nice, and you see the little bobble, but Marquez very impressed with her. She's just so smooth out there getting the ball and transitioning it to make the throw.
Now the cleanup hitter, Zoe Clark, the designated player today. Rips one into right center field. Rounding second and on her way to third is Randall. Clark going into second base, head first, safe at second. And the Rams have got it going on. 1 out, runners on second and third.
That ball is just smoked out into the right center field gap. 1 hops the wall. Throw comes in and almost get her at second base. But that was just absolutely smoked. And now you bring up Peace, who's got 25 RBIs on the year, 6 of 12 in the playoffs. And she's got a chance to really help herself out right here.
And I'm checking to see if Johnson is going to be coming in to run for Clark as she did last time, but it looks like Johnson's going to stay on the bench. Clark's going to run for herself, so she'll stay at second base. Randall is at third, and as you said, Autumn Pease steps in. She tried to bunt in the second inning, and you'll recall the ball bounced up and hit her as she was in fair territory, so she was called out. And the first offering from Treviso is low and away, ball 1, and a nice stop, by the way, by the freshman catcher Canachero to keep that one from going to the backstop.
She's not bunting here. She's looking to put something in a gap, get through the infield, get at least 1 run in.
1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Pulled foul. 1-1.
Way out in front of that.
But this is the kind of pressure the Hart Indians have faced in all 5 of their previous playoff games.
Except against Paraclete, who they just really handled them very easily, 7-0.
And that was their only shutout of the season. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Autumn Pease. Pease came into this game hitting .406. 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, has 41 base hits on the season.
12 multi-hit games.
Committed to Idaho State. That one's high, 2-2.
I think they're called the Bengals. I think. Somebody in the truck wants to look that up to prove me right. Or wrong.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Pease. Ground ball to third. Nice play by Sweet. Looking back, Randall at third. Fires across the diamond to get the second out. That was huge, Tony Moskal.
That was enormously huge. Nice play by Sweet to just make sure Randall goes nowhere. She steps, looks, makes a nice strong throw over, and then Cunningham says, "You're not going anywhere." And Hart 1 batter away from getting out of this, and Murrieta Mesa one swing away from going up 1 or 2 runs.
And Brianna Anderson steps into the box. Anderson singled to center in her first plate appearance. That off-speed pitch called strike. What a big pitch for Treviso.
That was a soap bubble.
The confidence in this kind of pressure situation to be able to throw that soap bubble.
Soap bubble.
Ground ball. Marquez, the backhander across the diamond, and the Indians get out of it. Runners on second and third with 1 out, and the Indians defense comes up huge, Tony Moskal.
I said I love the way that she plays. She's got great range, and she backhands that ball and then fires a strike over to Cunningham to end the inning.
4 complete, no score between the Indians and the Rams.
Before Subway restaurants could launch their signature wraps, they had to figure out how to get a foot-long's worth of meat into a flavored wrap. There were setbacks.
It's okay.
And breakthroughs.
We just got it.
Until finally, they did it. 4 double meat wraps, like the steak Veracruz with pico de gallo and green chili sauce in a habanero wrap. Or the turkey bacon and avocado. Get more flavor in every bite, only at Subway restaurants.
Once again, 3rd time this game, Abby Sweet is going to lead off an inning. And the first 2, she has been a strikeout victim to Autumn Pease.
Well, and you can keep a player down, but Abby Sweet's too good of a player to strike out 3 times.
Shows bunt, takes a ball.
Coming into this game, Hart was ranked 99th in the state, Murrieta Mesa 44th. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, they changed it.
Okay, well
later.
then I was doing all my work this week.
I gotcha. I hear you. Fly ball, right field. Kelsey Hill calls it, makes the catch, 1 down.
Told you she was too good to strike out.
Now Jordan Gasper, she has been on base both times, but has yet to record an official at bat. She was hit by a pitch in the first, walked and stole a base in the third. So she has been making things happen offensively, but the Indians have been unable to capitalize. That one's playable. Nice effort by McClooney, the freshman catcher, trying to dive for it, but just out of her reach. It's just going to be a strike.
You know, when you think about, see the ball get up and McClooney, she just runs after it, arm out, dives. Usually your battery, you know, you talk about experience and composure and stuff. Both of these teams, freshman catchers. Yeah.
No, that's a great point.
And I looked it up all by myself. It's a crack research team that I have.
No balls and a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. What do you see in Pease so far? The control, the mastery.
She's, you know, not blowing anybody away. She's just very, very controlled. As you see right there, she gets the backwards K on Gasper. she's not thrown a lot of pitches, only 68 up to this point. She gets ahead of the batter, and that allows her to throw the pitch that she's most comfortable with. You know, last night in the second game that we saw, both pitchers, Lily Robles and Stockslager from South Torrance, they were both throwing heat.
Marquez, first pitch swinging, pop up second base. Rivera underneath it, and it's quick work again. 4 Ps, 3 up and 3 down for the Hart Indians. First time they've had that all game long. Moving to the bottom of the 5th, no score in this Division III championship game.
Staring at the face of history. That noise is thunder at the tee. And that flash in the distance. Is it the edge of greatness? Or the rage of an uncontrollable cyclone? Either way, a storm is coming. Rory's ready. The U.S. Open on Fox and FS1. History.
Another monumental season comes to life with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. Catch the biggest moments from baseball's best all season long. Follow your teams, favorite players, no matter where you are. And with MLB.tv included, you can watch nearly 90 live games a week on your favorite devices. That's every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
Metro Nissan of Montclair, doing it right.
If you're ready to get a new car, listen up. We have an offer so big, so huge, so enormous, it needs to take up the whole screen.
Get 0 down, 0% APR financing, and 0 payments for 90 days on select new 2017 models.
That offer really speaks for itself. I don't really know what else to say. Oh yeah, visit us online at metronissanmontclair.com.
Hart Indian crowd to the YMCA. That's called love and life, Tony Moss.
Yeah, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, Dave Caldwell. If you're not having fun, why are you living? Why are you living? And you know what that does? That kind of lightens the mood with the kids in the dugout.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a championship game. Hey, you know, and there were so many articles written by Mason Nesbitt of The Signal this week. Mason, great job about stuff like that, how this team is just, they're playing with house money right now, Dave. Nobody expected them to be here. They didn't even expect to be here. Steve Calindo said to me, I put off work. He said, I didn't expect us to be here. But hey, you get on a roll, you get that loosey-goosey attitude that whatever happens, happens, and that's how this team has gotten here. Granted, they played some pretty good softball.
Karina Romero leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Murrieta Mesa. Romero hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 2nd inning to eliminate a threat back then. But none of the threats were as big as in the 4th inning when Murrieta Mesa had runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Mona Treviso was able to get the Indians out of the inning without putting up a score, and this ball is drilled down the 3rd base line, and it's going to be out of play. 2-1 to Romero. Starter since freshman. Contact hitter against Norco, the #1 team in the country. It's going to be featured here on us on Prep Zone later tonight. She played well. Grand Terrace, a semifinalist in Division I, played well. But Tony Moskowitz, she is also a basketball player in addition to a softball player.
Good. Good for her. 2-sport athlete.
Ground ball to 3rd. Ground ball to short. Marquez, the long throw. Safe. Great effort by Marquez. The ball bouncing over Sweet's head.
Well, just look at the range. She goes about 7 steps, plants that right foot. Just a great play by Marquez to put herself in a position to get to the ball, let alone plant that back foot and make that throw.
So for the 4th time in 5 innings, Murrieta Mesa puts the leadoff batter on first base. And now stepping in, Camille Rivera tries to call time. It was not granted. The pitch is outside, ball one.
Rivera, 295 hitter on the year. Home run, 10 RBI, 7 doubles, 7 multi-hit games. Looking to get her first of the afternoon here.
In a good bunt situation, she pulls back, but it's a called strike, 1-1. In the bottom of the 5th inning, 1 run may be enough. Tony Romero, the third base coach, flashing the signs in his 6th year as the head coach. 63-96 at Murrieta Mesa. That one's high and away. 2-1. Here's the thing that I love most about what Murrieta Mesa has done this year. When you look at their last 6 years that Tony Romero has been the head coach, he has climbed every single year. The first year, 5 wins, then 6, then 8, then 9. Last year, 12 wins. This year, 23 wins. The bunt is down. Sweet fields it. The throw to Norwood covering second, and the sacrifice is completed as Romero moves on to second base with 1 out.
And now you're manufacturing a run. This is since the bats, you've scored 36 runs in the playoffs. You've been at double digits most of the time, except against Fullerton. Now you're at a point where, hey, we need to manufacture something. You get that first runner on, then you bunt her over. Now, let's see what they do with McClooney.
McClooney grounded out to short. She squares to bunt. That's caught. That's an out.
That's a great play by Kaneshiro to bare hand that. Watch this. She just reaches out with her bare hand. I got that.
Again, the defense for the Indians coming up big. 2 outs. And the top of the lineup, Presley Pylon.
Nima, run me a bag of chips and a soda.
Romero led off the inning with a single. She's now at second after being sacrificed over by Rivera. And the first pitch low and blocked. Great job by Kaneshiro even on that play.
A freshman. She had a brother, I believe, named Colby.
Played basketball, played baseball,
yep.
Plays baseball now in San Diego.
That's why I brought it up, because I knew you would know.
Called strike. 1-1.
Being the Santa Clarita Valleyite that you are, Dave Caldwell.
Yeah, Kaneshiro family, very athletic, obviously, and once again, you got Allie keeping the family tradition alive. The 1-1. Smashed into left center field. That should score Romero. Into second base with the double is Pylon, and the scoring drought is over. Murrieta Mesa is up 1-0.
Well, here it is. It's just a rope on into the gap. Nobody near it. And that's an easy double and an easy, trek around the bases for Romero to score the game's first run. But for the Indians, so what? So what? Wait, we're only down 1-0 in the 5th inning? Oh, okay.
Now Kelsey Hill. 1 for 2 in this game. Single under the glove of Cunningham at first base. Looks at the first pitch. Two outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run is in. That's a called strike, 1-1.
It would be huge for her to get out of this inning with only giving up 1 run, because we mentioned, and we've talked about it all game long, that the bats for Hart, they've been hitting the ball. And, will they get something to fall?
Off-speed pitch stays high, 2-1.
But no lead against this team. They have the utmost of confidence in themselves and in their bats to come back.
Popped up, center fielder, Gasper makes the catch. But finally, for Murrieta Mesa, they have been hammering, and they finally get a run across. The RBI double by Presley Pylon scores Romero. We've completed 5, 1-0. Murrieta Mesa with the lead. Top of the 6th inning. Can the Indians answer? 1 run put on the board. The RBI double in the bottom of the 5th inning gives the Rams a 1-0 lead. But it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Indians stepping in. Kylie Norwood, 1 for 2 in the game. Single to center her last at bat, stole a base, and she looks at the first pitch. Low and away, ball 1.
And if there's anybody that can get anything going, it's her. She's only gone 3 games without a hit. She's hitting .535 on the year, as you see all the Murrieta Mesa people.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Second hit of the game for Norwood. And it's the second time in this game that the Indians are able to get the leadoff batter on base. And now that catcher who made such a spectacular play on the bunted pop-up right over her head, Ali Kaneshiro steps in. Leads this team as a freshman with 47 RBIs, has 5 home runs. I have to believe that when the Indians got into the dugout a moment ago, that one's fouled straight back out of play.
That's on top of Rob Wygott over there. Commissioner of the CIF.
But I have to believe that Steve Calendo, the head coach for the Hart Indians, had to have told his team, guys, we got them right where we want them.
Exactly. Yeah, hey, we're down. Wait a minute, we're only down 1? Come on. Challenge me.
The 0-1. Norwood takes off, and she is in for her second stolen base of the game.
Well, she's out there. You got 47 RBIs. Ball bounces.
So nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning, and the Indians now with Norwood on second in scoring position. The 1-1 to Kaneshiro.
She is number 1 in the league in RBIs with 47.
A freshman.
Yeah. She's gonna be good.
Gonna be.
She's also number 4 in slugging percentage.
Has an OPS of 1261. Up the middle, base hit. Norwood rounds third. She's going to score. The throw's going to be too late. Going down to second is Kaneshiro. Safe, and we're tied at 1.
It's just a rip right up the middle. Norwood rounds, scores easily, and Kaneshiro on the throw takes second. Pitcher, if you are, that is Randall, the first baseman, in the middle of the, somebody's got to yell cut, 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 because Kaneshiro's looking for that ball to go through. You cut it off, maybe you get her at second base.
Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. And that brings up Andrea Cespedes. She is also 1 for 2 in this game.
They score another run, and then they don't score at all.
Single to center and a stolen base in the 2nd inning. Grounded out to 3rd in the 4th. Shows bunt, then pulls back. Ball 1.
Cespedes, we talked about it in the quarters against Patriot, diving catch. You know, running into walls, knocking over portable fences. And then comes up with the double in the semis against Ayala to win the game in walk-off fashion. Again, committed to Midland University in Nebraska.
A D2 out there.
I thought all of Nebraska was in the middle of the land.
No, I said it's a D2 out there. The 1-1. Yeah. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Lopez has been very effective throughout this game. Now she needs to come up clutch. With nobody out, 1 run is already in. Kaneshiro stands at second base after an RBI single and advancing to second on the throw. And that pitch inside, 2-2.
Little screwball action. At least that's what it looked like. Screwballs are going to break into right-handed hitters and away from lefties. Curveball the opposite.
Yeah! She wins.
Okay.
That is strikeout number 7 for Pease. First out here in the 6th inning. And first baseman Abby Cunningham is going to step into the box.
Cunningham is verbaled to Cal Baptist.
For 2 in the game, flew out to right field and a strikeout victim in the 4th. That one's going to be popped into the first baseman glove Randall, but diving back is Kaneshiro. 2 outs.
Yeah, it's one of those off the hands, funny spin. Randall does a nice job going up and getting that, and Kaneshiro dives back into second base.
So Juliet Owen, the freshman, steps into the box now. 1 for 2. A flare into right field in the 4th inning. Her 1 base hits. That ball is blocked. Going to third is Kaneshiro as the ball gets away from McClooney.
Got a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Wild pitch, it bounced. So it's interesting too, because we talked about the first pitch strikes that Pease had thrown in the first 4 innings. But now facing 8 batters as that ball is flared into center field. Tough play. Coming in to make the catch is Anderson to end the inning. But 1 run comes across. An RBI single by Allie Kaneshiro to score Kylie Norwood. And this game is tied at 1 as we have completed 5.5. I asked the question, Tony Moskal. The Hart Indians gave me the answer. Could they answer the 1 run put up by Murrieta Mesa in the bottom of the 5th? They did to tie it at 1 as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
So why are you asking me if they already answered the question?
I'm just wanting to make certain that you know.
Don't confuse things.
I just want to make certain that you understand.
No, I do, because there's 2 1s on the board. Each team has 1 of them.
Gotcha.
So it's tied.
Lauren Randall steps into the box. 3, 4, and 5 for Murrieta Mesa. So Mona Treviso going into the teeth of it. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. 1 pitch, and once again, 5th time in 6 innings, the Rams get their leadoff batter on base.
I think Treviso saying, yeah, so what? Here it is. It's a shot right up the middle.
And now Steve Calindo is going to come out. And are we going to have a pitching change?
Well, it's been Norwood.
And it's going to be Norwood. So
And Treviso, I think she has done a phenomenal job.
Well, this has been what has happened throughout the season, as it's been pitching by committee. As Treviso gets a well-deserved round of applause, she has pitched a great job, allowing just 1 run. Of course, with Randall on first base, she would be Treviso's responsibility, and that's going to bring in Norwood. Now, Norwood throws the ball a little bit harder than Treviso. She has a rise ball, she has a changeup, she has a curve. The most important thing, though, against Ayala, going into extra innings, she came in, pitched innings 5 through 12, actually 6 through 12.
6 and 2/3.
And was able to shut them out and allow just 1 base hit. She comes in very effectively.
And you know what? A lot has been written over the fact that she does not pitch on her travel ball team. And Steve Calindo and Norwood's father agreed that she doesn't pitch, but there came a time where they needed her. And she said, yeah, I'll do it. And she has stepped up and risen to the occasion. I kind of like the move here because now you throw a change of pace at Murrieta Mesa. You've had somebody that's been throwing, a lot slower. Now, sometimes it takes an at-bat or 2 or 3 going through the lineup to adjust to the different speed from one pitcher to the next, and maybe that's Calindo's thinking here.
So Juliet Owen is going to move to second base. As Norwood goes into the circle to replace Treviso. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lauren Randall is at first base. And the cleanup hitter, Zoe Clark, steps into the box, looks at the first pitch, low and inside, ball 1. Clark, 2 for 2 in the game. Singled to left in the second. Doubled to right center in the 4th. That's fouled out of play.
You know, the one key component that Hart is missing today, Larry Fiskus.
The luckiest, the man who brings luck.
The man
who does everything.
The man who has his
school.
own socks.
Yes, he does. 1 ball, 1 strike.
They sell Larry Fiskus socks. Larry, a manager for, he runs Hart High School. Colin Nielsen thinks he's the principal. No, Larry runs that school. Larry's got more keys than everybody at the district office. Larry has his face on socks that they sell in ASB.
Ground ball to short. Marquez flips it over to Owen at second. Turns the double play. And just like that, Tony Moskal, the threat is averted.
Well, here it is. Marquez has just done look how quickly she gets rid of the ball. That ball is there before the second baseman, Juliet Owen, gets there. Owen catches the ball behind the bag, runs across the bag, makes the turnover to Cunningham for the 6-4-3 double play. But Marquez, so slick at shortstop. And the way she releases the ball so quickly.
Autumn Pease now steps in, 0 for 2. Called strike. We see it in baseball, Tony Moskal, when you have a different pitcher come in throwing different speeds. The effect in softball is similar.
It is, because it takes me a little while to adjust. I've been practicing for the last 3-4 days against somebody that doesn't throw very hard. And now all of a sudden, I kind of get used to that. Now I got somebody that's coming in throwing a little bit faster and harder.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 and 2.
See if she pulls the string on the yo-yo here. Throws her the change-up, or she stays with the hard stuff.
Steve Calindo calls pitches, the head coach for the Indians. That ball is going to be flared right over to Norwood, who handles it herself. So 1 base hit, but a double play eliminates that. 3 up and 3 end up going down.
Busted her inside off the hands, and that ball comes spinning right back to her in the circle. Little reaction, catch, out number 3. We're heading to the 7th.
6 in the books, tied at 1.
Fox Sports.
Top of the 7th inning, and the Indians will have Ari Ramos, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, and then the top of the lineup, Abby Sweet and Jordan Gasper. Ramos 0 for 2, struck out and then grounded out to first baseman Lauren Randall, and looks at the first pitch, called strike, 0-1.
And all she's trying to do here is just get on base, because you got the top of the order, and everybody in that order can hit the ball, especially at the top.
Bunt, nice bunt, fielded by Pease, and she throws to first. She records the out.
All right, you don't want to bunt right back to the pitcher. You want to make somebody move to get the ball, and all Pease had to do was just stand there, field that, and get her throw over to first base to Randall for the out.
Abby Sweet, the top of the lineup, steps into the box, 0 for 3 in this game. Coming into this game, she'd struck out just 5 times in 132 plate appearances, but she is 2 strikeouts of her 3 at-bats so far in this game, and looking to change that fortune, and she looks at the first pitch, a called strike.
Had the walk-off home run versus Patriot. They were down 5-0 in that game.
Low, 1-1.
On her way to the Midwest.
Fighting Irish.
Fighting Irish. Yep. Don't think they really did anything in softball this year. Keelan Brooks, Roger Brooks, our band director at Golden Valley, his daughter's a pitcher there.
Fouled straight back. Oh, Abby Sweet wanted that one.
She's smiling, thinking, oh, I missed one there. Now it'll be interesting to see what Peace does here with this 1-2 pitch. Does she change speeds or does she go after her? If you're Sweet, you're thinking, what did she do the last couple of times when I was down 2 strikes?
Hammers it right at center fielder Brianna Anderson.
Well, she hit that thing on the screws. You can't hit it any harder. It's just right at somebody. And Anderson takes about 5, 6, 7 steps to her left. Hauls that in, Sweet. Dented the bat with that.
2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Jordan Gasper, 0 for 1, reached base in her first 2 plate appearances, was hit by a pitch, walked into third and got a stolen base, but then a strikeout victim, as that one's fouled straight back. 0-1. The 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. Pease with 7 strikeouts in this game. She's walked 2, hit 1. And you can hear the Murrieta Mesa dugout. They want to get into the dugout. Still tied at 1, going to the bottom of the 7th. That off-speed pitch stays up, 1-2. Fly ball, center field. Anderson. 3 up and 3 down. Second time in this game for the Hart Indians. Moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1 apiece between the Hart Indians and the Murrieta Mesa Rams. Murrieta Mesa fans are on their feet. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Division III softball championship game. All tied at 1 apiece between the Indians and the Rams. And Murrieta Mesa is going to send their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Excuse me, my mistake. We're looking at the wrong side. There's 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Brianna Anderson made 2 good plays in center field in the top of the 7th inning. She's going to lead things off for the Rams and swings through the fastball from Norwood. My mistake, 6, 7, 8, not 7, 8, 9. Another off-speed pitch. And a swing through that one as well for Anderson. The Rams in this game, in the previous 6 innings that they have batted, have put the lead-off batter on base 5 times and have scratched across a run just once. That was in the 5th inning. Fouled out of play.
That was a good aggressive swing and a very hard-thrown ball by Norwood.
The 0-2. Off speed, ground ball. Snagged by Marquez, the throw across the plate. And for the 6th time in 7 innings, the Rams have got the leadoff batter on base. And in this case, it could be the winning run.
You just see the range that this young lady has and just not enough on the ball to get her at first.
You're playing for 1 run. For Brianna Anderson, she leads this team in stolen bases with 6. Karina Romero has sacrificed once all season long.
Well, she's going to sacrifice here.
Bottom of the 7th.
Now, how Hart plays it, who do you creep in? 1st and 3rd, 2nd and 3rd? You try and get her at 2nd.
Fouled. Romero 1 for 2 in this game. She singled and scored the one run that Mesa scored after Pylon had the RBI double in the 5th inning.
And what you want to do if you're Norwood is throw her pitches that are high. Maybe she gets that bat underneath the ball and pops it up.
That hit her.
She hit her.
So that moves the winning run 60 feet closer.
Is there mustard on my sandwich yet?
And now it's a meeting at the circle for the Indians. Abby Sweet holding that meeting. Camille Rivera is going to step into the box. Rivera sacrificed back in the 5th inning. That put Romero at second in scoring position, setting up Pylon's RBI double. I would expect her to do it again.
Well, and what you want to do is hit the ball to the third baseman.
And that's going to be fouled out. Fouled back, let me be clear. Fouled back. There's nobody out. Anderson is at second base. She represents the winning run. Bottom of the 7th inning, all tied at 1. That one's in fair territory. Sweet fields it, throws to Owen covering, and the winning run is now 60 feet away. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And the freshman is going to step into the box, McClooney. 0 for 2 in the game.
I feel nervous.
She fouled out.
I'm nervous.
In the 5th inning. You remember she had squared to bunt, and that was the play that Kaneshiro barehanded catching the ball. So a huge situation for McClooney, hitting under 200 on the season. Infield is in for the Indians. Called strike.
A strikeout here would be huge. But then you got the top of the order with Pylon. But you got to worry about this batter.
No balls and 2 strikes to McClooney. Kylie Norwood, the senior, in the circle, on in relief. The freshman McClooney, the no ball, 2-strike pitch. Out of play.
You've thrown her hard. Do you pull the ball back and throw her something off speed here?
Outside. It's still a pitcher's count, though.
Yep.
Norwood has it her way. She can throw anything she wants to at this point. She has a rise, a change, a curve. Steve Calindo, the head coach, calling balls and strikes. The 1-2. Calling pitches, let me be clear, not calling balls and strikes.
Well, every
calling
coach
pitches.
calls balls and strikes. Like, hey, was that a ball or a strike?
But McClooney, the freshman, is battling here. She has fouled back 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And continues the battle.
Well, now here, I'm just thinking, I know, it hurts. Do you throw something so bubbly on her? Throw that changeup? Because she's sitting on something hard here.
Popped up. Abby Sweet makes the catch. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. A heck of a battle between Norwood and McClooney, and Norwood gets that one, but stepping in, Presley Pylon. Pylon, the RBI double into left center field in the 5th that scored Romero Now Steve Calindo out to talk with his infield. With 2 outs, obviously the infield can play for the out to get out of the inning. Pylon, another freshman. Shortstop, committed to LSU. And they're gonna pitch around her. I think they're gonna give her 4 straight.
Well, you know what? I like that because it sets up a force everywhere. And that run doesn't matter. The thing you need is, if Anderson crosses the plate, this game's over. What I want to do is I want to give my defense the best shot, and you've got Hill coming up, who struck out, grounded out, and flied out. Pylon has just drilled the ball. She smoked the ball her last time up. Granted, that was not against Norwood, but be that as it may, she's swinging a hot bat at 2 for 3 today.
So there's 4 straight to put Pylon at first. But all that matters is Anderson standing at third base. Kelsey Hill steps in. 0 for 3. In the 4th inning, she hit a ball that they changed to an error. She got on base in the 4th.
Oh, wow.
But she is 0 for 3, as Tony just mentioned. On the season, hitting .389. Just a sophomore, but with playoff experience last year, and Norwood fires a strike. Hill transferring from Santa Rosa Academy, who got to the playoffs last year. Fly ball, center field. Gasper makes the catch, and we're going to extra innings. And the Indians fans jump to their feet as the threat is averted. We are tied at 1 in this Division III championship game.
Great, but we got 2 more games after this. We're going to be here a while.
Riverside Poly taking on Camarillo in the Division II championship game. And then the nightcap, 2 of the best teams in the country, 2 of the best certainly in the state. Norco taking on Los Alamitos in the Division I championship. But here we're in the top of the 8th inning, and the Hart Indians are going to have their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. And Brooke Marquez is due. 0 for 3 in this game. And she swings at the first pitch, and she pops it into right field. Kelsey Hill is there to record the out. And now Kylie Norwood, who is now the pitcher. Norwood, 2 for 3 in this championship game. Singled in the 6th, stole a base, and then scored on the RBI single from Ali Kaneshiro, who is on deck.
And if she gets one up, those flags are flying, are waving out towards right field. So the wind is going from Norwood's left to right. She gets one up in the air towards right field. Any left-hander with power, that ball could go.
Norwood leads the southern section in hits with 61 on the season, but does not have a home run this year.
Well, for her now, it'd be a pretty good time to hit your first.
And she's got to count the way she wants it. 2 balls and no strikes. Now 3-0.
Well, you don't want to walk the first batter. That's
the second batter.
You're right, but you still don't want to walk the first one. Just say
3-0. Norwood taking all the way. And Pease puts one right over the plate.
Well, you got a green lighter here.
Fouled straight back. You know, Pease, we talked about how many first pitch strikes she had in the first 3 innings, but if you look back over the last now 4 innings, and she has faced, let's count it up, 9 and 5 now is 14. Only 3 first pitch strikes in the last 4 innings in those 14 batters she's faced. Pease fields it. Safe! Norwood on base with the infield single, her 3rd hit of the game.
Well, it's kind of off the end of the bat. Spinning away. Slow that down, and tie goes to the runner.
Kaneshiro.
Now, do you bunt her, or, well, you should be asking me this question, or do you let her hit?
Do you bunt her, or do you let her hit?
I let her hit.
She had the double as Norwood was going on the pitch as Kaneshiro fouls that one off. Excuse me, I said a double. It was an RBI single. She went to second on the throw, but it did score Norwood, who had stolen second base, and Norwood was stealing on that one.
And that same thing happened in the semis with Norwood stealing.
Norwood stays put this time as Kaneshiro looks at ball 1-1.
And then I believe it was Cespedes who came up with a ground rule double to score her to end up ending that game against Ayala in 12 innings.
That is correct, sir. Popped up. Randall at first base makes the catch. We have 2 down here in the top of the 8th inning. And now Andrea Cespedes steps in.
It could be deja vu all over again, Mr. Berra.
Cespedes 1 for 3 in the game. Singled and stole a base in the 2nd inning, but grounded out to 3rd and struck out her next 2 plate appearances. She does have 2 home runs on the season. Norwood stealing, safe, under the tag. 3rd stolen base of the game for Kylie Norwood.
And you notice the catcher, the way that she throws, she does not get up. Most catchers now in softball, they throw from their knees. They just lean forward and get that momentum going instead of the old-fashioned way, standing up. But here we go. It's the other day against Ayala. Granted, it's not the bottom of the 12th, but you've got Norwood stealing the base. You've got Cespedes up to bat. And the flags are flying towards right center field now.
No balls and 1 strike to Andrea Cespedes, senior. Norwood on second. Outside. 1-1.
On her double in the second in the Ayala game, she said, I just wanted to go home. I was tired. Okay, so I'll just end the game right here, right now.
1-1. Just past the outreached hands of Romero at 3rd. But for Pease, it puts the count in her control. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 8 for Autumn Pease. Moving to the bottom of the 8th inning now. Still tied at 1.
Live look at.
Bottom of the 8th inning in this Division III softball championship. Kylie Norwood on in relief for the Hart Indians. Pitched herself out of a huge jam. And that's going to bring up 3, 4, and 5 now for Murrieta Mesa. And the number 3 hitter, the freshman first baseman, Lauren Randall. We talked about it during this game. Leader in most statistical categories offensively. Has the highest batting average at 486, 9 doubles, 4 home runs, 32 RBIs, 51 hits, all team highs. Swings at the first pitch. That one's going to be fouled down the right field line.
Little inside-out swing from her there.
What do you like about Kylie Norwood coming in as a pitcher?
Everything. Seriously. She's the consummate team player. She wasn't supposed to pitch this year. But being the team player that she is, okay, I'm going to go in and do what I need to do. And it has paid big dividends for this Hart Indians team.
The 0-2. Outside.
And in today's day and age, you know, we do a lot of high school sports. A lot of kids are going to do whatever the coach asks. But there are some kids that are going to say, no, I won't because of whatever reasons. And it's a great play by Sweet.
Foul ball. Foul ball.
And some parents are going to get involved and say, no, my child's not going to do that. But, you know, they had the conversation, and she's not going to play in college as a pitcher from everything I've read. But she says, you know what? I'm going to do this for my high school team. And she has done a phenomenal job.
2-2. Mentioned it earlier on. Norwood heading to Toledo, excuse me. Say
it's right next to Toledo. Yeah.
Foul back.
Toledo's in Ohio. Toledo's in Ohio. They're close.
It's a good thing I like you.
Well, if you didn't.
2-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter. It has been a theme throughout this game. You may be tired of hearing me say it if you've been watching. But for 6 of the previous 7 innings for Murrieta Mesa, they got their leadoff batter on base. And that one is just going to be off the backstop.
Keep working.
But only one time in those previous 6 that they got their leadoff batter on base did they score the run, and that was in the 5th inning. The Indians answered in the top of the 6th inning, and that's been our scoring, 1-1. So 7 out of 8. As the walk is issued to Lauren Randall. Now, do you have a runner? And I believe the answer is going to be yes.
And that is going to be number 5. It looks like Elena Duran.
Duran, a senior. 4-year starter, captain of this team. So she is going to come on to run for Lauren Randall, and she will represent the winning run in this championship game. Zoe Clark.
Or maybe she's playing Candy Crush.
Clark steps into the box. 2 for 3. Single in the second, double in right center field. Hammers one, straightaway center, gone! Murrieta Mesa has won the Division III championship. A walk-off home run by Zoe Clark.
I'm so happy right now, guys.
A season of first for Murrieta Mesa, a school that opened in 2009. First winning season ever. First tournament win ever. First time in the playoffs. And now in 2017, their first CIF championship. No girls sports team from Murrieta Mesa has ever gone beyond the first round, and here the Rams are bringing home a CIF championship plaque.
Wow. Hart's been the team with all the dramatic endings up to this point in their favor, and it's another dramatic ending, but they're on the short end of this stick. But, you know, Steve Calendo said to me early in the week, we're playing with house money. We didn't expect to be here. This is a great experience for these girls. And they're happy, and they're, you know, they got to be satisfied.